Hello everyone, my name is Dorothy Nam and welcome to Star English once again. We used to think that people were the only animals on earth that can laugh. But recently, a study showed that dogs can also laugh. When a dog is happy, he's panting and is different from when it is simply hot or out of breath or from running. If you record a dog's happy panting and play it for another dog that is depressed, the depressed dog suddenly becomes happy. If you play it for an angry dog, the dog suddenly becomes calm. It just goes to show how powerful laughter and smiles can be. So let's get started with another episode of Star English with big smiles. What's happening now? There's a group of people in New York who constantly come up with new ideas to make people laugh. Last year, they rode the New York subway in just their underwear. Wow, once actually it happened and a group of them suddenly came to a dead stop while walking through Central Park. And all these ideas bring laughter and smiles to New Yorkers who see them. Who could these people be? They're improv comedians and one of the improv groups that are active in the United States. You've probably heard of improv through the internet and TV, and perhaps you've been wondering whether or not an improv group existed here in Korea. Well, listen up, because today's guest is a leader of the Seoul City Improv Group, Brad Curtin. Let's welcome him.
Blame it on the girls who know what to do. Blame it on the boys who keep hitting on you. Blame it on your mother for the things she said. Blame it on your father, but you know he's dead. Blame it on the girls. Blame it on the boys. Blame it on the girls. Blame it on the boys. And life could be simple, but you know.
Wow, welcome back to Star English once again, and we've got this great guest here with me, and a good friend and a great guest, and a very funny man and a great actor, Brad Curtin. How are you?
I'm doing great this evening. How are you tonight?
I am doing very good, and you look mighty great in that red shirt.
Oh, thank you very much. It's the season to wear red. If I had some green, I'd put that on too.
That is true, yes.
Christmas
the
colors.
season has passed right now, so I'm just going to let you know. I'm going to pour you some tea, and this is a tea that will just warm you and soothe your soul. So enjoy this tea, and let's have a bit of laughs. Oh. Now, I know you have done so many things here in Korea, and you actually reside here in Korea now.
Yes, I live here in Korea.
Mm-hmm. But originally from where?
I was born in Toronto, Ontario, and I grew up probably a few hours from Toronto and in small towns and out in the country.
Okay.
But then I went to university in Ontario, and then I went to theater school out in Vancouver. And I've had this thing where I've been going back and forth from Korea for like the past 13 or 14 years.
Wow.
Most of the time here.
Well, when I ask, if I just come up and say, hey, Brad, what do you do? How can you answer that question? What do you do?
I would say I do acting, I do voice work. I would say mostly, I think one of my favorite things is doing kids' television shows.
And so you're not somebody new to EBS. You've done kids' television shows here in EBS.
I've been on a few here at EBS as well, too, yes.
Oh, so tell me, what are some of the shows that you've done here?
The very first one I did was called Boom Boom Musicland.
Boom Boom Musicland, here in EBS, right?
Here at EBS, yes.
What was your character?
Boom Boom.
And what would Boom Boom say? Show us if we recognize who Boom Boom is. What was Boom Boom?
I think he would say Ginny. He would say, Ginny, Ginny, come back, Ginny.
Who's Ginny?
My friend Melanie played Ginny.
Oh,
And actually, I met my friend Melanie on that show, working on that show, and she's been a friend ever since. And she's on a lot of TV shows here in Korea too.
And a lot of kids shows.
A lot of kids shows,
That's
yes.
right. What other shows have you done?
Well, I've also done a kids musical called Teeth. and we've had like 4 or 5 runs of that show. And through working with Theater Seoul, that company, I've also been involved with Chunhyang, which is all Korean kids.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough to...
Chunhyang, yeah.
Yeah, I traveled to the Canadian Fringe to do Chunhyang with them, and also to America, to LA. And we've been to India, I think, like 2 or 3 times doing that show, and performing it here, too.
Yeah.
I'm Byun Sato.
Yeah. Oh, 변사토. Okay.
Chunhyang, if you please me, I will reward you. If you do not please me, I will kill you. But of course, I have the evil beard and the you know, the eyebrows and.
Give me a liner from this musical Teeth. Now, were you singing or were you acting? What were you doing
in Teeth? I play Prince David, and basically, I'm kind of a guy who loves candy. So it wasn't a stretch; it was kind of typecasting. I love candy, and I never brush my teeth. And eventually, the cavities come right out of my mouth and kidnap the princess. And so the rest of the play, all the rest of the characters are trying to teach me to brush my teeth and to eat broccoli and, you know, eat carrots and apples instead of chocolate and candy and cake and soda. And it's very funny.
So give me a role from that.
What can I? Oh, I played the cavity. The very first run of the show, we had a smaller cast, and I would actually run off stage and become the cavities that actually came out of my mouth, and I would go, don't think candy.
Okay, and the kids watch this, and they must love you.
The kids watched it, but actually, my favorite part in the show that we had in the very first run got cut. But it was actually in my cavity suit. We actually had sort of a secret compartment where there was like some Velcro, and we had like this red and black yarn. And at the very end of the show, when I died, I would like take out this yarn and go, and it got cut. I was so sad.
Oh, because they might look kind of grotesque.
You know, but it was only yarn.
Yeah.
The kids loved it when
the kids loved it, but I
thought they loved it. Maybe the 5 and 6-year-olds liked it, and the 3 and 4-year-olds, maybe it was too much.
Well, when you're acting, doing musicals and comedy, this is your thing, comedy too. Do you like to perform for adults or children?
Oh, I love both.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm with Seoul City Improv here in Seoul, and we perform for adults, and it's usually in bars in Korea. We'll get a bar who will lend us the venue, and we'll perform the show there. Usually, mostly for expats, but there are a lot of Koreans who come to the show as well.
Yeah,
that's great. But